Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, but you can call me Pajama Grandma. In case we haven't met yet, go ahead and put hashtag pajama in the comments below so I know it's the first time you're being exposed to the Pajama Grandma in my merry and bright Christmas pajamas. They're velvety and soft, and they've got this cute little camper on them. If you are hearing me on the podcast, of course, you can't see this, but then you can't see my awesome backdrop too with Eeyore and all the teddy bears and all the other Wonder Womans up there and the Women's Summit and all kinds of fun things for Pajama Grandma. A hat like the Mad Hatter and some stars. I don't know why. I have an eclectic collection of things. Which reminds me, what did I call this? Change is. It just is. And I'll talk a little bit about change today because I am going through a huge physical move. I spent all of yesterday not online doing anything for my businesses for the most part. Created my content, threw it up there, and then spent the better part of the day sorting through my office. And I would turn my camera around and show you all the boxes and stuff and the mess in my office that is about halfway done. I wanted to get it done yesterday, but it's only about halfway done. The closet's done. That's emptied, totally emptied, which is a good feeling. But the floor, you know how when you are packing and cleaning and organizing and sorting something out and you make this huge mess before it gets better? I am in the huge mess before it gets better stage. But I did find some fun things yesterday, which kind of goes to remind me about how diverse and eclectic we all are as human beings. I like mugs. I like coffee mugs. I think you've noticed I like to use a different coffee mug a lot. And this is one of my favorite. It's the Scandinavian You Are Special Today mug. We use it for, there's that and a plate that we use for people on special occasions. But this one, for example, this one has got, it's one of my favorite Christmas pictures with my sisters and I on it. It's a mug that my sister made up for me. So my sisters and I, when we were little girls on this Christmas, we all had chicken pox. And my grandmother, who is 99 years old, by the way, all these little granny pajamas with little hats. And so we wore these little granny pajamas with little hats, red flannel granny pajamas with white lace and little puffy old-fashioned pajama hats. And so I have this mug. And then I also found from one of my favorite employees this mug. And it says, I'm going to read it because it's so funny. I totally had forgotten about it because it was packed away with my Italian food business stuff. And I'm going through all that right now. So I don't move it. I'm not going to move all that stuff. And the business, we shut the business down fast because we lost our building. And we sold the building. And we needed to get out of that location really fast. And so I didn't have time to go through and sort and pack and get rid of stuff. Got rid of a ton of stuff. We had this huge sale and then we had a huge donation. We donated so much cool stuff. But the stuff that was still there, I just had to move it to my house. And so now as I'm moving physically out of my house, I got to get rid of all of it. But this mug, which I'm going to read to you because it's so funny. It's got a bite out of it. It says stress. The confusion created when one's mind overrides the body's basic desire to choke the living shit out of some asshole who desperately deserves it. And this sat in our break room at the Italian food business because it made us all laugh so much. Because there were things that happened outside of our control that made us absolutely crazy. And instead of going crazy, we would go have a cup of coffee and some toast and talk it out or figure it out. But there were definitely, and all of our businesses are like that. No matter what business you're in, no matter what your life is, stuff is going to happen and change is going to happen and it's going to come up, and it's entirely up to you how you're going to deal with that, how you're going to treat it, how you're going to react to it. And if we know where we're going, if we have a vision for our life and for our businesses and what we're doing and what we're creating, and we keep that vision in mind, all the little things that happen along the way and all the change that comes up, it's not going to knock us totally off course. It's not going to cause us to want to quit and just give up. It's just going to motivate us even more to overcome that little obstacle, that hurdle. I know when I have technical challenges, there is nothing that frustrates me more as I'm building this online business than little technical challenges and changes in the software programs and things that I use. But I finally, after 2 years, come to grips with the fact that this stuff's always going to be changing and improving and evolving. How many times do you log into a piece of software that you haven't logged into for a while and it looks totally different than it did before? But once you get into it and start using it and figuring it out, because it's always up to you, it's actually better. And instead of whining and bemoaning and berating it and being mad that it changed, I just now embrace the fact knowing that it's going to change and I'm just going to roll with it. And that makes the little technical glitches and the little technical challenges and the frustrations that used to really knock me off track and upset me, they don't even faze me anymore. It's like, oh, I'm going to have to use something else for this. Here's an example. As I process my videos and do my daily content, I take the video that I shoot it on Facebook Live, and then I download that to my laptop computer. I upload that to YouTube. I upload that, and then I strip out the audio from that to upload to my podcast. So a lot of times I try to remember to not say, I'll see you tomorrow and things like that. But I forget, so forgive me if I forget, because I'm looking at you and the camera as I'm talking to you and having my alarms go off. And so when I first create that piece of content, I'm doing a video. But when I strip it out and I make it an audio, I try to remember those things, but I don't always remember. We don't always remember because I'm actually having a conversation with you. But then I put that on my podcast. Well, the software that I use to put that on my podcast changes all the time. It doesn't change all the time, but it tends to be, it's a free software tool. So it tends to be kind of spammy and glitchy. So I just recently switched to a new tool. Now in the past, I would have been freaked out because I would have been, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to change it. And it would have taken me, a lot of hours, probably at least 2 hours of frustration and worry and doubt and fear and trying to figure it out before I figured it out. Now I'm just like, nope, not going to use that one. I'm going to find another one. I Google free MP4 to MP3 or YouTube to MP3, and I just find another one and I use that and I figure out how to use that quickly and I just roll with it, knowing that I'm going to be changing that every once in a while and doing something different. I use a tool called ClickFunnels, and ClickFunnels is always changing and evolving and getting better, just like any software as a service tool. And it's just a tool. It isn't the be all and end all of life. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I'm a huge ClickFunnels fan, but it's always changing. So as things change, I can get mad about it or I can say, okay, I'm going to figure this out. And if I can't figure it out, they have great customer service. So I just send a message to customer service and within a decent amount of time, they get back to me and then I solve that problem. But usually by the time I ask the question, right after I ask the question, the solution comes to me and I figure it out. I don't know why it works that way, but it seems to work that way almost every single time. Actually, I think every single time it has worked that way, except when they made a change in the software that they actually had to fix. They had to do a fix. It was with creating template pages in Actionetics, and it wouldn't show the second page of your template. So after you created a certain amount of them, it didn't show them anymore, and you couldn't get access to them. And so I found a back way to get access to them, but then they did finally do a systems change and make it so that you could see all of your templates, which was very important. But that's the only time I can think of that I needed them to actually fix it for me because I couldn't fix it. But I did figure out the back way workaround to get at my templates. And then I think it was like just a couple of weeks before they reprogrammed and fixed that. But change is inevitable. It's going to happen. There's no way around it. So we can either push against and resist change, or we can find ways to make change work in our benefit and to help us to create the life and the businesses and the whatever it is that we want by finding the good in change and finding, well, how is this change going to help me get what I want even better, faster, easier than I thought was possible? So as part of my move, I'm going through a lot of things and getting rid of a ton of things that I just don't need or use anymore. There's so many resources on the planet, and we always think that there's this lack of resources. But as I look around my life, I'm like, holy abundant universe. What the heck? Where did I get all these things? And so I am actually consciously downsizing a lot of the material things that have been in my life because, Jesus, I'm almost 60 and I just don't need them all anymore. And there's other people that can totally benefit from these. I'm looking at 3 shower curtain setups in my office. Now, why are there shower curtains in my office? Good question, right? I have no answer. I think because people gave me shower curtains thinking that I would stage my house with these shower curtains. And the funny thing is I only have 1 bathroom that even uses a shower curtain. So I certainly don't need 3. So they'll all be going to probably the Epilepsy Foundation. I like to give, and maybe not. Maybe they'll just go to Goodwill. Maybe they'll go to Treasures of the Heart. Treasures of the Heart is my favorite. They raise funds for and help people that are in tough situations, primarily women and children who are in tough situations. And so I like that what they do, the funds go to help a specific group of people. And I believe in helping women in any way, shape, or form that I can. Because sometimes we get ourselves in tough spots and we don't think that there's help out there, but there always is. So moving, change is inevitable. And here's what's helped me with the whole move thing. I was dreading it. I'll do a painful confession here. I have put off moving for at least 6 years. How many people can put off moving for 6 years? Okay. I did it, and it's bad, but because now it's just as big a mess as it would have been. Probably would have been easier if I'd done it 6 years ago, but I put it off for 6 years. So now I've got 6 years more worth of stuff to deal with and get rid of, plus a whole lot of more complication in the situation, which is fine. We'll figure it out. But I had to change my perspective on the whole moving thing. Instead of seeing it as this overwhelming task and job, because I got a big house that I have to move out of, I've changed my perspective and decided, okay, I'm going to downsize and simplify and give away, not get rid of. Instead of thinking of it as getting rid of or too much crap, I think of it as, look at all of this abundance that can bless other people. And so I'm giving it away. I'm giving away 80 to 90%, probably 90% is what's going to happen, of what I physically have in my life right now. I'm giving that away and blessing other people with that. And by thinking about it as blessing other people with it and giving it and gifting it to people, it doesn't have that overwhelming, heavy feeling of, oh my God, I have to do all this hard work. Because moving's hard work. I don't care who you are. Even if you hire somebody to do the move for you, which I could do. I've got a lot of help doing the move, but I'm still the one that has to go through and say, here's the 10% of the things I want to move with me in my life. Here's the 10% of the things I want to surround myself with because they all make me feel awesome and make me feel good. All the rest of this stuff will bless other people and make them feel good, but it's heavy to me and it doesn't make me feel good anymore. So I can gift other people this. And that is a very different feeling, at least inside of me, gifting other people with things that will bless them and make their lives better because I'm not using it and they're untapped resources versus me thinking I have to go through and sort through and deal with all this crap. Totally different feeling, right? I mean, even the way it comes out of my mouth is totally different. So change is inevitable. And how can we look at it to make it actually a benefit to us and in our favor? I guarantee that once I have lightened my load with 90% less material stuff, I will have so much more freedom to be, do, and have exactly what I want. And part of why I'm the pajama grandma is because I want to be able to do what I want, when I want, where I want, with whomever I want, wearing whatever I want. I want the freedom and the lifestyle to do that. And having all these things and being responsible for all these things and maintaining all these things is not a part of that reality and that vision and what I want. So it's time to lighten my load, to get rid of the heaviness of the stuff and the chaos that it causes, because even if we think it doesn't affect us, it affects us. And I think that's part of why I struggled with getting a clear focus on the direction I wanted this particular online business to go in, was because partly I was hanging on to all of the things that I've done in the past and how could I incorporate them into what I want to do in the future. And frankly, a lot of what I've done in the past, I don't want to incorporate into the future. I don't want to work in corporate America. I don't want to run a brick and mortar manufacturing business. My whole life, I wanted that. I wanted to run a manufacturing business. Well, I did that for 35 years. I experienced that. I loved the experience, but now I want to experience and do totally different things. I want to travel. I want to see the world. I want to have fun. I want to meet new people and build new relationships and experience things that I've never experienced before, because that's what my life is about, is experiencing this life as only I uniquely can. That's what your purpose is too, by the way. It took me 10 years of searching and trying to figure out what my purpose was. What am I good at? What am I here for? And when I realized that, everything changed, and I got to stop searching for the meaning in my life and the purpose in my life. The meaning in my life and the purpose in my life is just to be me and grow and expand and experience and be the best version of me that I can be. So that's all my weird rambling for today. Go out, make it a fantastic day. I'm going to continue work on moving today and hang out with my beautiful granddaughter, which is one of my favorite things in the whole wide world to do, which means I probably won't get a whole lot of moving stuff done, but I'm going to try. We're going to get the Christmas tree down. Yep, I'm guilty. My Christmas tree is still up, but I actually saved it on purpose because I knew I was going to be spending the day with her, and she loves Christmas and she loves holidays and she loves decorating. So I think she'll love undecorating and packing things away as much as she loves decorating. And if she doesn't, we'll do something else. Maybe we'll make cookies or something fun, whatever she wants to do. That's it. I will, of course, be with you tomorrow. Bye. Camera Grandma out.